One is a init cap function. As the name suggests, is the initial letter in capital and all other in lowercase. So this is the input string I have given. This is the argument to my init cap function. It will convert first character of each word into uppercase and all other letters in lowercase. So if I execute this query, H and W will be in uppercase and all other characters in lowercase. Next is a substring. Substring is basically used to find sub part of the string starting from this position. So starting from 8th position, 5 characters long. So this is a starting position and this is the length of the string which I want to fetch, and first argument is a input string. So if I execute this query, it will return check, that is this is the 8th position. So starting from 8th position, 5 characters long string will be returned. Now next one is a concat function. We have already seen the example of concatenation operator, which is double pipe. So same way concat function also concates this first argument with a second argument. So this is first name is a column from my employee table, and this is a employee is a hard coded string which I want to concat. So if I execute this query, it will show John is a employee, Kane is a employee, like that. The basic difference between concat function and concatenation operator is, using concatenation operator I can concat any number of strings at the same time, but in case of concat function I can use only 2 arguments at the same time, not more than 2 values I can concat here. Now next is a replace function. It's basically like a find and replace in our Word file or so. So this is a input string. So in this input string, now email is a column from employee table which actually contains some email IDs. In all the email IDs, it will check for occurrence of Gmail string. Wherever the Gmail is there, it will replace it with Yahoo. So find this and replace with this. So if I execute this query, these are the original email IDs and these are the replaced email IDs. So wherever there is occurrence of Gmail, it got replaced with Yahoo here. Now next function is a length function. Length function will just check the number of characters in your string. So these are the original email ID values and this is the length of all the values. Now next is a lpad function. Lpad function pads this value, whatever is the third argument. Here I have given the 0, but it can be anything, character or numeric value. It will pad third argument value to the left of employee ID to make the output as 5 characters long. So the thing is basically using lpad is basically left side pad. So it will pad this value to the left of employee ID column to make the output as 5 characters long. So if I execute this query now, it will show all the employee IDs at 5 digits long. Now here it is prefixing 4 zeros. Now if my employee ID is 10, okay, then in that case it will prefix just the 3 zeros. So output will be 5 digit long, 3 zeros and then 1 zero. Now next is a mod function, which is basically a modulus in mathematics. So in that case it accepts 2 arguments. Both are numeric arguments. It will divide first argument with second argument. So 19 divided by 4, okay, and whatever is the remainder value. Now here 4 4s are 16, so remainder is 3. So mod function will return the remainder value of the division. Now next one is a truncate function with numeric value. It's basically used with the float values. So it will truncate this float value up to 2 decimal place. Now here it is containing 3 decimal places. It will truncate up to 2 decimal place. So for the in first case it is giving the output 45.92, and here I want to truncate up to 1 decimal place. So here it will just return 45.9. Now let's see the demos of some date functions. So months between is a function which returns the exact number of months between the two dates. Now here I am giving first date as 21st Feb 17 and second date as 21st December 16. So if I execute this query, it will return the months difference as 2 months. Now if this date is like 28th Feb and this date as 21st December, so there is no exact number of months as a difference, right? It will be 2 point something. So it will return the partial like 2.2 or 2.3, like that also it will give as output. Now next one is a last day function. It will return the last day of a particular month. So in case of this particular date, last day is 28th Feb 17. Now next one is a add months. It will add the exact number of months to your input date. So this is my first argument is a input date and how many number of months I want to add. So if I execute this query, it will return 24th May 17. So this is my input date, it will add 3 months and output is 24th May. Now next one is a NVL function. So NVL function is basically used like if particular column contains null value, then replace that null value with something. Okay, that something is this second parameter. So if manager ID column contains null value, replace it with 0. Now if I execute this query, here it will show all the employee IDs, all the original manager IDs, and wherever the manager ID is null, it got replaced with 0 now. Now NVL function can work with either numeric value, date value or a character value as well. But we need to make sure that if this is a numeric column, this replacement value should be numeric. If this is a date column, replacement value should be of date data type. And if this is a character column, replacement value should be of character data type only. Now next is a NVL2 function. Now in case of NVL, we were just checking like if it is null, then replace with what. Now in case of NVL2, we are checking both the ways. If it is null, then what, and if it is not null, then what. Okay, so we are going to check NVL commission percentage. So if commission percentage column contains a null value, then replace with third argument, that is 0. And if commission percentage column does not contain null value, then replace with this value. Here I can specify any hard coded value as well. I have done some calculation here. So what I am doing, if it is not null, then actually calculate the commission value, and if it is null, then replace with 0. Okay, so if I execute this query now, you can check the last name values, actual salaries, commission percentage value. Wherever the commission percentage is null, it got replaced with 0, and wherever it contains the actual value, this is the actual calculated commission value, and this calculated commission is just the alias given to this column. So wherever it is not null, the calculated commission value is present here now. All the single row functions can be nested within another. So the thing is, if I say select replace and into bracket substring of IMBase 6, 4. Now here I am nesting one function within another function. So whenever I am nesting one function within another function, the innermost function will execute first. So substring is a innermost function, so only this part is a innermost function. So here I am checking sub part of the string starting from 6th character, 4 characters long. So inner function will return best. Okay, the output will be best, and now this whatever is the return value of my innermost function will go as an input to my outer function. So here it will work like replace, the output of inner function will be best. Okay, then search for best in this string and replace with good. So it will work like this. Okay, so wherever the occurrence of best is there, it will replace with good. So output of this entire query will be just good, because best got replaced with good now. Now if you see, overall in all the examples I have either fetched the data from actual table, that is employee, department, etc., or I have used from dual. Okay, so wherever I have used the dual, I am not fetching the data from any specific table within the database. Now here I am not fetching the data from a table, I am working on some hard coded string. Also in any earlier example also, here I am working on some hard coded dates, or here also I am working on hard coded numeric values. So I am fetching a data from dual table. So dual is basically a dummy table which contains just one row and one column. It is required for select syntax completeness. When I am not fetching a data from any existing table within the database, but still I want to execute some function on a hard coded thing, I cannot just write select